I heard a noise. Um, Also, uh, one possibility is because this woman that was working there, because she either saw me that one time where I was standing in the entryway by the bulletin board, not in anyone's way, because I was standing there for a couple hours just using the internet, because of that one time that either she witnessed or she heard from someone else. Possibly she was thinking that I was going to continue to do that, and these times where she was coming in the entryway, uh, like I would be in the entryway for only a couple minutes, but the times that she would go in the entryway with me, behind me, and try to talk to me, uh, it was right away. I just got in there, pretty much, like a few seconds after I get in there. So, if you really think I'm going to be in there for a really long time, if that's the issue, if it's not like you can't stand there at all, but if the issue is the amount of time being in there, because really that's what it should be. Like if there's an issue with it, because you have a bulletin board, you have people that walk through, so there's the amount of time that it takes to walk through. So somebody need people are going to be in the entryway for at least some amount of time. So is the issue how long you're in the entryway? If that's the issue, then why are you not then this woman who works there? Why are they not then uh, waiting to see how long I actually stay in there? Wouldn't that be an intelligent thing to do? If the issue is, well, this person they're in the entryway for just too long. They should not be in the entryway for this long because it's a fire hazard. If that's the issue, then if it's because people in the entryway, like there's a bulletin board, they're if there's they have a bulletin board, that's inviting people to look in the entryway, at least for like a minute or so, possibly. If you're looking at the bulletin board, oh, here's a bulletin board. What's on the bulletin board? They don't tell people. I'm sure they don't tell people, no, don't look at the bulletin board. You're going to be causing a fire hazard by looking at this bulletin board. Like I'm sure they're not like, oh, someone's looking at the bulletin board. Check the clock. Look at your watch. If they look at the bulletin board for too long, make sure to go out there and tell them they can't look at the bulletin board anymore. You know. So if the issue is if the issue is if they thought I was going to be standing in the entryway for too long, they should at least wait a little bit. Don't just like go in there like, oh, he's in the entryway. Let's get him out of the entryway right away. You know? So maybe that's what that person was thinking was like they were making an assumption like I was going to be in there for a long time, and they were thinking, oh, I better go in there and let him know he can't be in there for too long or at all. And they were thinking because I wasn't saying anything because I was ignoring them and I didn't want to talk to them, and I was leaving right away. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I was reinforcing them to think, oh, they're leaving right away. Like, from my perspective, I was leaving right away because I was going to leave right away. I was leaving at the same amount of time that I was going to leave, whether that worker came in there and said anything or not. But maybe they were thinking that by them going in there right away, from me being in the entryway. Maybe they were thinking that they were causing me to leave when I did. Maybe they were thinking if they hadn't said something that I would have just stayed in there for hours, possibly. So maybe in that way I was encouraging them by leaving right away, even though right away to them was the amount of time I was going to leave anyway. So that's one thing I was thinking was like, that's the funny thing. Like you can't read someone else's mind, but you kind of wonder sometimes what they're thinking. Like, why do they do the things that they do? So that was one thing I was thinking, like, because it's interesting to think you know what's going on in your mind, but you don't know what's going on in someone else's mind. So you don't really know what they're thinking, why they do the things they do, why they say the things they do. That's when judging comes into play, I suppose. Like, guesswork. But it's just irritating from my perspective because I didn't need to be told to leave because I was going to leave anyway.